5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey. Well, that's our theme, and that's it for me. Good night, everybody. Now, we got a whole show to do until midnight Eastern Daylight Time, and we got a lot of things to do, so let's do them. Okay, here we go. Let me see here. Let me see how we do this. We just, I guess we'll just start dialing our friend here. And wait, it's ready to ring. It's saying it's going to ring. There we go. There we are. Okay. Let's see if he's there. Okay. All righty.
Hey, look, man, when we see Paul Moriarty in the orchestra tonight, stay out of the mosh pit. It gets fucking crazy in there. Hello?
Hello.
I tell you, if he doesn't do Love is Blue, there's going to be a fucking riot. I swear to God. They're going to tear the city down.
You may have to explain that one.
I don't explain nothing to no one. You either get it or you don't. See, I don't like it, take it up the arches. Johnny Rocco's coming back.
Let's see, it wasn't a Sinatra reference, was it?
No. It's a Paul Moriarty reference.
Paul Moriarty, jeez, he...
I had a 1968 flashback. Love is Blue, #1 for 3 months on the radio, man.
Paul Moriarty, yeah, he was... This is Stephen Pearl, by the way. He's crazy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, boy, that took some thinking. But Paul Moriarty, I remember.
I just had a 7th grade flashback. And
Didn't you do one other
Paul Moriarty reference?
Love is something. What was the song?
Love is Blue. C'est le bleu.
Okay, that was the song. Right. Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Stephen. Good talking to you again.
Thank you. Talk to you in 6 months. Good night, everybody. Woo, big nightclub party at Corey Feldman's.
No, boy. Corey Feldman. I spent an evening with Corey Feldman's father once.
Oh, my God. Was he as damaged as his son?
Well, what happened was it was one of the stranger nights in my life that started out with me having dinner at Spago's with Al Goldstein.
Mr. Screw Magazine.
And I invited some woman with me. I can't remember who she was, but just to come along with me as a date. And, would you like dinner at Spago's? Sure. And we're there, and across the room is Tony Curtis. And Tony comes over to see Al Goldstein, and then he starts hitting on my date.
Bernie, you bastard.
Yeah, which I reminded him of years later when I interviewed him. I said, you hit on my date, and he said, well, if I had to do it again, I probably would. You know.
Look out, Tony, you rat.
Anyway, so that was but that wasn't the best part of it. So Ron Jeremy was there. So afterwards, Ron says, would you like to just join me? I'm going over to Corey Feldman's father's place.
Oh, Lord.
And so we went over to Corey Feldman's father's place. Now, talk about being remote from any possible big-time show business. It's not that Corey Feldman isn't far away from big-time show business, but how far away is his father?
Look out.
And so we went over there.
There you go.
Beyond that, I don't remember a thing. Okay, and I know
maybe you're lucky.
I know we wound up seeing the Rocky Horror Picture Show in Pasadena with an all-porn audience. These were all porn actors who would do this cosplay on Saturday nights with Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. So anyway.
The whole gang was there.
Yeah. The whole gang was there. So anyway, I've got to turn on my air conditioner here. You're going to hear it a little bit because
that's no problem. It's getting hot. We're in Vegas here, so any day it'll be 150 in the shade. So.
There we go. Is it starting? Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's starting.
That's right, Jack. It's a hot point air conditioner.
Yeah, because it gets steamy in this studio. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
in New York it gets
steamy today, and the temperature is only 67, but it's humid today.
Oh yeah, humidity. I hate humidity. We haven't felt that since I've been back east.
Yeah. So how's everything in? I always ask this. How's everything in Vegas?
Everything's swinging. Me and Tony are romping all over the place, singing and swinging and rocking for you. Everything's good. You know, I did a last-second gig last night, which was nice. I was sitting home doing nothing. I got a phone call. I'd like to come here and perform. I go, yes, I will. So I did that, and I, see Carl LeBeau and I go to the Tropicana any weekend and see old friends and blah, blah, blah. So it's nice to be here.
Yeah, but
I go to the gym almost every day. I've never been healthier than when I moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, you're healthy. You're working. Okay.
Yep.
Which is amazing. You didn't think that was going to happen.
The fact that I was ever working is amazing.
No, but I mean, you didn't think that when you left San Francisco to go to Vegas that you'd find much work, did you?
No, I thought I'll showcase it a few places and see what happens. I didn't think I'd be working this much, but But it seems to be working out pretty nicely so far. So maybe they'll get tired of me next month. You never know. You know, I could fall out of favor like the Peppermint Twist did at one time. But so far things are nice, and I'm making lots of friends and getting along with the kids. Everybody's playing fair, so it's a lot of fun here.
Wow, that's great. That's terrific.
And it's one the other night. I got this happened before. I wake up at 3 in the morning. I can't get back to sleep, so I go to the gym and I do a little workout because it's 24 hours. And if I still have nothing to do, I'll go to the dispensary because they're 24 hours and pick up a little something. First we break out, then we buy a little something.
Yeah.
But it's a 24-hour town, so if you want to destroy yourself, you can do that. If you want to get healthy, you can do that. I like it here.
Yeah, and you're not in this destructive mood, so.
No, not really. No.
No.
Yeah, I once shot up some Liquor-Made once, but
you shot up some Liquor-Made? Boy, are these? Can you get any more obscure in your references?
At this age, I don't care anymore.
I remember
if one person out there gets it. I'm working for them.
I'm surprised you even remember Liquor-Made. Okay.
Oh, of course, man. That's what got us into the harder drugs later on. Liquor-Made had those straws full of powder that you would eat when you were a kid.
Well, no, actually, it used to come in a pack, a little package.
Liquor-Made came in a pack, but there was also these
and
straws.
then you would take it and you would put it in the palm of your hand, and then you would lick it. Am I right?
Yep, you lick it out. Liquor-Made.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's like it wasn't really. You couldn't make like an aid with it. You couldn't add water to it.
It was like a powdered sweet tart or something.
But what you would do is you would literally lick it, and I guess your own saliva made it into some kind of beverage.
It turned it into a wet powder. You ate it, and then you go, okay, that was some good Liquor-Made.
And then you
was red or green or whatever.
Yeah, walking around for the rest of the day with a colored palm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boy.
That's right, and people thought you were jerking off too hard or something. How come you got a red palm? Who are you thinking about?
You know, the ones that lasted for a long time, when I think about those kind of repasts, as it were those wax tubes full of some kind of liquid. Remember? Yep. And then you would just bite the top off of it and suck the liquid down.
Yeah, it was a little wax bottle, a little wax Coca-Cola
and what
bottle.
You had,
bite the top off. Some people would chew it, and then you just drink the crap inside, and you go, bye.
Were you supposed to chew the wax? Was that the deal?
I knew some people who did, but I've never been into gum or chewing or anything like that. So
yeah, because all I know is at the height of summer, because kids bought these a lot when I was a kid. You would find all these melted wax things on the sidewalk. You know, and usually the big ones didn't even come in the shape of a bottle; they just came in the shape of a tube. And then you bit
I don't remember I remember the little bottles that were there.
Then you could either bit the top of the tube off, or you could kind of bite down slowly towards the end and squeeze it out. And you had this. Who knows what was in that liquid? You know.
Well, nothing good for you. I guarantee you, it wasn't fruit juice.
It wasn't fruit juice, right? Exactly. So
About 20 years ago, they had this Lifesaver pineapple soda, and it had the label look like the Lifesaver thing with little colored rings around it, and it tasted amazing if you like pineapple juice. But nowhere on the ingredients did the word pineapple appear. So they stopped making it, but it was good.
Wow.
And I don't know what was in it, but it was like the best phony artificial flavoring I ever had in my life. And but no pineapple in it. I don't know what was in it, but It tasted good.
It tasted good. Yeah. So
that's all that matters.
What else? What else when you were a kid? What kind of candy was your big deal?
We had the Lick-a-Maid. I was talking about the Lick-a-Maid. We had there were sweet tarts. Bite them for a burst of flavor. And there was I don't remember was it a black cow or a brown cow? It was some kind of chocolate lollipop that you could lick and chew for hours and it never went away.
Okay, I got
that
one.
That was from Holloway's. They made milk duds.
Do you remember the dots on a piece of paper?
Oh, the little button candy, sure.
Yeah, and then you would like bite them off of there, but some of the paper would stick to the bottom of the thing.
Yeah, you got a little paper in your time. That was the roughage that helped them come out later.
Yeah, by the time you were through, you had paper mache in your stomach.
That's right.
Yeah,
you crap out a newspaper.
People, you don't remember these, do you? Who are listening?
No, I'm from the early '60s, so I was born at the end of '55. So this was in my time. We'd buy baseball cards and monster cards and Fabian cards and eat this garbage candy, and that was a good life.
Well, I got one you never heard of. Okay, because this was, I think, only in the Bay Area. Because a lot of times, certain, especially ice creams, things like that, were just to a certain area because they were done by a local dairy. And we had a thing called Cho-Chos. They were my favorites. Cho-Chos. And they came in a cup, and it had a stick in it, okay? And then you would, like, rub the cup, roll it between your hands because your hands were warm, and it would then release the cup from the Cho-Cho, which you then ate like a ice cream bar.
Yikes.
Okay, and it was malted milk. And it was called Cho-Chos, and I love Cho-Chos.
I love malted milk.
Yeah, I love Cho-Chos.
Yeah, my God, I wish they'd make them again.
Is malted milk a big deal anymore?
Well, they have those Whoppers that are malted milk balls, and I try to stay away from the sweets these days, but I love malted milk balls. Yeah. I absolutely love malted. I can't get enough malted milk balls.
They still make Whoppers, I guess. Yeah,
they're big with me, but I don't know how the rest of the world feels.
I mean, can you go to does anybody go to a soda shop anymore and order a malt?
Yeah, if you have a time machine, go back to 1956, maybe. But
because they used to call those places. They didn't call them soda shops. They called them malt shops.
The malt shop. That's right.
Yeah, I love malt.
Yeah, we had Greasy Harry's in my neighborhood.
Greasy Harry's.
Greasy Harry. We called it Greasy Harry's. We'll have a little Coca-Cola sign outside, and you can get your sodas and your malteds and your French fries and. Across the street was Schmieder's Candy Store, which I think is either a methadone clinic or a clown college now. It might be both.
You're from New York, so you knew this when you were a kid. I had to move to New York in order to suddenly appreciate the art of it all. Mm-hmm. But what we're talking about here, folks, are what do you call it? Oh God, my mind's a blank.
Hello. You okay, Grandpa? Are we still in the will? Hello. What's the PIN number?
Seltzer and chocolate and milk. What is it? It's an egg cream.
An egg cream, of course. Egg cream.
Yeah,
still
it's an egg
cream.
cream.
Go to New York to get them. But...
Well, the best place to get them in New York, what used to be the Gem Spa, down in the East Village, down in 8th Street and maybe 2nd Avenue, wherever it was. Right, it was right down the street from the Fillmore Auditorium, and they had this thing called the Gem Spa, and you would go in there and get an egg cream, and it was the best. They claimed, and everybody pretty much agreed, the best egg cream in New York, and it had something to do with them reusing a spoon over and over again until there was no, till there were nothing but germs in your egg cream. But do you know how how it got the name egg cream?
I don't know. I'm thinking, are there eggs in it? I've never seen an egg in it.
Never an egg in it. It is, in case people don't know, you add, you put in some chocolate milk, syrup rather. Then you put in a bunch of milk, okay, about a third of the glass is milk, and then you add seltzer for the rest of it, and then you mix it up, okay, and that's an egg cream. So where's the egg?
It's an egg cream.
Here's what happened. It was invented in Brooklyn. And this guy called it not an egg cream. He called it an au creme. That means with cream. And kids, as they were in Brooklyn, bastardized au creme into egg cream.
No, I get it.
And that's how it became an egg cream. But everybody says, hey, why do they call it an egg cream? There's no egg in here. Of course.
No egg. Don't
Never.
buy any eggs. You want to make an egg cream.
There was
buy salsa. Buy salsa. Don't get an egg.
Right. So there was no egg in an egg cream. So
There you go.
So what else did you like? Anything else?
Oh, let's see. There were these. What were they? They had these ice cream pops with a little chocolate bar in the middle, and I remember the chocolate on that chocolate bar. I don't know if this is good humor or you bought in the store. It was the best chocolate I've ever had in my life, and I've never seen one since like 40 years, but maybe longer.
Well, do you remember?
But it was like just a regular chocolate on the outside, vanilla ice cream on the inside. In the middle of that, there was like this delicious chocolate candy bar type thing, and it was an orgasm for the taste.
And you don't remember the name of it?
No, I don't. I wish I did. I don't know if it was a good humor thing or if you got it. I don't remember if we got it in the store or where, but I had a lot of them, and they were good.
Well, there was a time when in this country where every area you went to had their own thing. They didn't travel like. I'll give you a good example. What was the bread that had two different names? It had one in California. It was Langendorf bread. And then here in New York, it had a different name. No, it was Kilpatrick's bread in California, and here it was something else, but it was the same exact loaf. It was the same exact logos and things like that, except the name was different. And it was because these things were assigned to various bakeries, and in California, it was the Kilpatrick bakery that did it. But anyway, they would always have things that you could get in one area, but you couldn't get in another area, so that when you heard your aunt was coming from New York, they say, you want me to bring anything? You would tell them something you couldn't get in California.
Yeah.
And my uncle, when he used to come out here, always used to bring with him Barton's chocolates. Do you remember Barton's chocolates?
Oh, sure. I remember Barton's chocolates, sure.
Yeah, because we consider them the best chocolates we ever ate. You know,
good chocolate.
And he would bring it, and we would eat them like they were a delicacy. Oh, you can only have one tonight. You can only have one. We got to make it the last. You know.
Yeah.
And
like a poor family with one potato.
They were these chocolates in a box, and they were, very good. I don't know if they still make them. I haven't heard of Barton's chocolates in years.
I don't know. I haven't heard the name in quite a while.
Yeah.
But I remember when somebody would be coming out from New York to California or to anywhere else, bring some ring dings, bring some devil dogs, a lot of devil dogs. Bring some yodels.
Devil dogs. We didn't have devil dogs in California, I don't think.
No, man. Here in New York, bring a box of devil dogs. I'll pay. I'll kill 3 enemies of your choice. Bring out some devil dogs. They were good. Oh, devil dogs. Delicious.
Let me see here. I just looked up a chocolate. There was a Barton's chocolate recall, it says here. Let's see here.
Oh, that's close.
Barton's
they
chocolate
make them, but it'll kill you.
for Passover. Barton's, they still make Barton's chocolates, and you can get them on Amazon.
There you go. You can get anything you want.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah. You see, I mean, what was once a delicacy for us, all of a sudden it becomes Barton's chocolate is available on Amazon.
There you go.
Oh, well. I bet
it might be left over from 1952, but they still have a warehouse full of them.
If I bought the chocolate, it wouldn't taste as good as it used to. Just because
you grow up in
because I didn't have to wait for it to come from New York.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So anyway, any other little treats you remember as a kid?
I remember devil dogs, ring dings, the Drake's cakes just blew me away. I hardly eat them anymore, but I like those Hostess cupcakes, the yellow ones. Those are good.
Yeah, but you mean the ones that look like a little Twinkies is what you're talking about.
Yeah, remember the little cupcakes with a little squiggly thing down the...
you're talking about the Hostess cupcake. Okay.
I like the little yellow ones, and the chocolate ones are good, but I like the yellow ones a lot.
Was there a yellow one?
Mike Pence said, I believe the squiggly line down the Hostess cupcake is gay. I intend to make it straight, but that's another story.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't understand, because the only Hostess cupcakes I ever saw were chocolate.
Oh, they got the yellow ones. You can get them in California, and I believe you can get them in New York. I grew up in New York, and I ate enough of them.
Wow. Okay, I'll have
Try them sometime. Next time you see a non-chocolate Hostess cupcake, got to have the squiggly line down the middle. That means it's Hostess. And try one of those. You might love it. You might not. I don't know.
Now, to me, the only yellow Hostess product I remember was Twinkies. I think Twinkies was made by Hostess.
Oh yeah, I think Twinkies. Everyone knew Twinkies. They were like
and those will drive
the
you
headliner.
Those will drive you crazy and make you kill a mare.
I know. I only had a few of them, and I took a shot at the dog catcher the other day.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Were there any other little treats that I enjoyed? I remember in soda.
I was never a gum fan.
In soda, there was a thing in California called. There's a thing in Nevada called Nesbitt's of California, which I could never find in California. But my father used to play Reno every summer at the Mapes Hotel, and everywhere we went was Nesbitt's orange soda, Nesbitt's of California. And I love Nesbitt's. That was just the best. That was the best. So here's a good question for you. Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
Oh, I smoked for 38 years. Are you kidding? I only quit 10 years ago.
Okay, so my question to you is, what was the first brand you ever smoked?
Carrington, because all the kids smoked them. And then I switched to
Wait, hold on a second.
Kids were smoking Newports.
That was such a homosexual type cigarette, Territons.
Carrington, really? I didn't know that. It's a cigarette of choreographers everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my mother smoked Territons.
I thought the Virginia Slims and the L&Ms were kind of gay. L was kind of gay. M was straight, but
yeah, but Territons were just really strange cigarettes. I never smoked Territons. I started with Newports. All
right.
Yeah,
that's my second brand.
And I was so into smoking Newports that I did it thematically. I bought the cigarettes, but I also got myself a Newport lighter.
Wow, you went all the way. You needed a Newport hat and Newport socks.
Look at me. I'm smoking now. I'm smoking Newports. They were menthol. And
very extreme. It was like smoking a pack of certs. It was extremely menthol.
If you were a pussy and you started smoking with menthol. Because that was a... But after a while, I began to say, why am I doing fucking menthol? Jesus, this is,
Yep.
So I then switched over to, I was a manly man, Marlboros.
Marlboros, the cowboy cigarette.
And I for a short time, then they went to the... Marlboros were a smaller cigarette, and all of a sudden Pall Mall came out with Pall Mall Gold, which was a longer, thinner cigarette. You remember? And so I started smoking those because they were longer. And then
I remember the commercial, the 7-minute cigarette, it lasts longer, Pall Mall Gold 100s. I remember the jingle.
Really? I don't even remember that jingle. Wow.
Yep. The guy smoking a cigarette, don't worry, it'll go for 7 minutes. And then they sing the song, and everybody went out and bought their Pall Mall Gold.
Wow. So anyway, then after that, since I got used to the long cigarettes, I came to New York, and they had this brand called Sherman Cigaratellos.
Oh, yeah, it would take an hour and a half to smoke one.
Well, they kept going out because they didn't have saltpeter in them.
Mm.
And I think that may have saved my life. A lot of people say that the cancers that we talk about today weren't from the cigarette, the tobacco itself, but from all the additives they threw in there.
Oh, sure.
And saltpeter was added to cigarettes to make them burn slower.
Yep, sure.
Okay. And they burn slower, and they also probably coated your lung with something. And
exactly. I'm still alive to tell about it.
So Sherman's had no additives. So to begin with, they kept going out. And because they had no additives, I think maybe that helped save my life.
Oh.
But I smoked only for 20 years.
Okay.
So my question is to you, with your 38, how did you quit?
It was time, and I had gotten out of L.A., and I didn't care if I lived or died, and then I just said it's time to stop smoking. I took Santex, which I had done before, and I cut down a lot, but I didn't quit. But this time I said, I'm going to quit. And I just had put in my mind, I'm not going to smoke anymore. And I took the Santex, And I didn't do it. I just stopped smoking. I don't know how I did it, but I stopped. I haven't. This October 16th, if I make it, will be 10 years.
What I did is I didn't say I was going to quit. I said I was going to see how long I could go without a cigarette.
Uh-huh.
And that didn't put a wall in front of me. And
Yeah,
I did
that
some,
makes sense.
there was a Bantron, I think, was a substitute for nicotine. And I took some of those for a couple of days, and that made it easier. And then eventually, after about a week, I said, well, I put up with this for a week. Let's see if I can go for 2 weeks. And before I knew it, it's now, almost 40 years since I quit.
Wow.
Yeah,
you quit in 80. I remember when you quit in 82.
I quit on the air. Because
Yeah,
somebody gave
I
me a breathing test, and I didn't pass it. And I said,
time to quit.
I said I would quit when I saw that it was affecting me. And it was affecting
Okay.
me. Hey, I just looked at the
sense.
clock. Guess what?
What?
It's time for us to say goodbye.
Hey, we just said hello. What's going on here?
I'm so glad.
What's going on? Let's fix.
I'm so glad we had this time together.
God bless Tim Conway.
Hey, why don't we see you again in a couple of weeks? How's that?
Let's do it. 2 weeks from today is the 12th. If you want to do it then.
From maybe not when this is running, but yeah, okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Today is the
Yes,
19th of February.
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the musical stylings of Stephen Pearl. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. It's Stephen Pearl, and he takes up a half hour of our show every now and then, which helps me do absolutely nothing. Hi, how are you? Let me turn on the Skype lines. I hope everybody calls tonight, and we get a ton of calls because then I don't have to talk. Oh boy, I just can't tell you what a horrible day it's been. You know, it seems like I'm always sick now with one thing or another, and that's beginning to bother me. Okay, but in this particular case, what it was last night after the show, I went into the refrigerator. I hadn't eaten dinner. And I went in the refrigerator, and there was still some of this chicken salad left over from Costco. And I'd forgotten that I bought it like a week and a half before, so I ate it. And in the middle of the night, I took a Xanax, so I knocked myself out. So I'd really have to go to sleep, okay? And it was terrible. I in the middle of the night, so it put me out. But then in the middle of the night, I woke up with a roaring stomach ache, okay? And so now I go to the can and I get rid of what's ever in my stomach to bed, and I've still got this raging stomach ache. So then I'm trying to get out of me whatever is in me that is causing this, and it's not coming out. And I was up for many hours while still zonked out on Xanax. And I think it was caused by this chicken salad. I should have never done the chicken salad. And so I am somewhat on the tired side tonight. Let's see here. Who we got? Oh, we got Josh is calling. Josh Wheeler. Let me see here, Josh. Let me give you a spot in our group here immediately. There we go. Okay, and then I do this, and there he is, ladies and gentlemen. That's Josh Wheeler. How you doing, Josh?
Doing good. How you doing?
Well, you know, I had a bad stomach ache all day, so.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it never. I guess the rule of thumb is that you should not eat stuff from Costco that's older than about half a week. Okay.
That's a good rule.
And I didn't do that rule. And let me see here. Oh, there we go. There's Phil. Phil already has a space, actually.
Yeah.
That he's taken up here.
It's the one between my ears.
And if Charlie Wallace were to call, I wouldn't have to do anything because that's his space up there. So,
Yeah.
So my stomach has been bothering me so badly that at some point during the show I may have to go in the other room and use the bathroom. In which case you guys are on your own.
All right. Hey, since Pearl moved to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
between the two of you, you guys seem to be bad influences on the kids that listen to the show, talking about cigarette smoking and mentholated cigarettes, and
Well, this is all stuff we quit, though.
well, but it's a bad influence. All the kids, that can be influenced that listen to this.
Yeah.
You gotta, have a little bit more of a social conscience.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Must have a social conscience, huh?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we both quit. I quit.
Yeah.
He quit.
Yeah.
And we talked about how bad cigarettes are for you. So,
Yeah.
outside of it, if you're listening, kids, so I got to tell you the great thing about cigarettes, and I think it's important that I make note of this.
The swag.
No, the great thing about cigarettes is they make you look real cool. Okay, so if you want to smoke, it makes you look real cool.
Well, my buddy's going to Cuba for 3 weeks.
Also, I have itchy eyes too. You notice that, folks? Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
That's due to the cigarettes. They dry out your eyes. Hey, so this friend of mine's going to Cuba for 3 weeks, and he says he puts out a post and he says, "What should I bring? What do you have to bring to Cuba if you had nothing else?" So I said a good cigar and a good cigar cutter and a good lighter. And, he was looking for lenses and photography stuff.
I wish I could put this up, but I don't have a space to do it on my thing here. But Albert just sent me a picture of the general manager of WPLJ, the head of the Rick Shaw, who was the Alan Shaw, who was the head of the FM network. Okay, then some guy I can't remember, and then Ronnie, me, Pete. What was his last name? He worked for Alan Klein, and then John and Yoko.
Wow!
And it's in full color, and I've never had this picture before.
So is this something they put up at the event?
Yeah. No, they didn't put it up at the event, but somebody, I guess, sent it to Albert because it says, "Don't know if you have this, but just saw it as referenced by someone from PLJ years back." So,
it wasn't guests at the party, and John and Yoko showed up.
No. This was
it wasn't the live thing.
This was John and Yoko at the same table where the other picture was taken. Actually, this was maybe that's where it was taken. I can't remember where it was taken.
Yeah,
I think some conference room at ABC. But all these people wanted their picture taken, and there's the general manager of WPLJ. His name was he was a great guy too. I can't remember his name, Italian name, and he's really a great guy, just a terrific guy.
Well, that's nice that obviously they sent it to him because they knew of his connection with you.
No. It was something that showed up from WPLJ, and
right.
He was at WPLJ. It was of interest to him because of WPLJ.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
But I have to send this to Ronnie because I don't think she's ever seen this picture.
Yeah. Can you put it up?
Well, I can put it up. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'll go over to my Facebook page. All right. And then I will go here and take it and drop it in there. And I'll title it Way Back When. Okay. And I'll share that picture. And people can go over to my Facebook page and they can see it. There it is. It's up now. Okay?
Nice. I'll go
So
check
put it
out.
up there. Wait a minute. Here comes Jeff. Wait a minute. I got to get Jeff in here. There's Jeff. Let me see here. Let me get Jeff. I'll give him the number 2 spot since Charlie hasn't called. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Charlie. Let me put Charlie in there, and then he'll automatically go into his second place. Okay, he should go into his second place, right? And then I go here, and in the number 4 spot.
Charlie, check out your audio. You might have it on.
Yeah. Let me see here. Go to Charlie. Steinzeller. Where is it? Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. And there he is. Okay. So then now we've got 4 people on our citizen panel.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm kind of peppy considering I'm drinking half calf.
Number 4 spot.
What?
Charlie, check out your audio. You might have it on. Yeah.
Let me see here. Go to Charlie. Oh, well, somebody's got theirs on, and I think it's Jeff.
I don't think it's me.
No, it's not you, Charlie. Jeff?
Yeah.
Get rid of that audio. There, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway. Hello, Jeff. Good evening to Jeff.
Hello.
Yeah. Did you go over there and take a look at the picture now?
Yeah, I'm looking for where it says friends, and then I got to find friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Search. So now, the Nancy Pelosi thing. Talking about Facebook, they don't want to take it down the altered video.
Nope.
And not to forget, but I wanted to ask Josh later in the show what he thought about the statement by the Senator McConnell about possibility, if asked, if in 2020, if a judge, a Supreme Court judge opens up, they asked McConnell what he would do, and he says, "Well, I'll seat somebody." Of course, that's the last year of Trump's current term.
Yeah.
So that's not going to make friends and influence people.
Wait a minute. What happened to everybody? Oh, Jeff, you just fucked us up. You just fucked it up.
Yeah, it says Jeff Stein at the top.
Yeah. And what he did is
here it says red tube.
What does he have to? What does he have to undo?
I don't know.
We're seeing his desktop.
I think he hit that red heart or something at the lower right.
Yeah.
It's not the double thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
No, it's not that.
I think it's to the left of that. There's like a double thing.
The two
Maybe
screens.
that's
share screen option.
Undo that.
Share.
Yeah. Get rid of it. Unclick that.
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Hit stop sharing.
Yeah.
Move it over and hit stop sharing. No.
Up one.
Up. Hit stop. Oh, Jeff. Hit stop
I
sharing.
Relax, Alex. Hit this. I don't know where you are now.
Why don't you just hang up and call back, Jeff?
All right.
Goodbye.
Oh boy.
Oh, a beautiful picture of the Andromeda Galaxy, though.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Just hang up. Get rid of Skype completely. Quit Skype. There you go. Jeez Almighty.
Hey,
damn it.
go easy.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't blame him. I blame Skype.
Yeah, but he feels bad when that happens.
This little thing.
And,
yeah, but he's done it before, and you'd think he wouldn't do it again. There are some things down below, folks. There are hearts, and here comes Jeff. Okay, now we bring Jeff in, and there you are, Jeff. Jeff, never go touch that thing down there with the two screen share. Do not hit that. Don't hit any of that. Because what it does is it then makes your screen be the screen that everybody's looking at, and that goes for any of the other people that call. When you call, you got your Skype up, then just leave it the fuck alone. And it's not your fault, Jeff. It's the fault of Skype for making such a shitty program.
I didn't even try to touch it. It was just
It happens.
Yeah, it's too easy to accidentally bump it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm-
yeah. So anyway, fuck it. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. But anyway, so there's that picture. You see the picture?
I'm
Phil?
getting it. Yeah, there it is. Finally, I finally found you.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan.
And yeah, you had hair.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Was that Ronnie to your right?
It's Alan K. who is calling. Hold on a second. I got to get. Yeah,
Alan's
that's
from the other night.
That's Ronnie to the right. Okay. Let me see here. Let me go up here. Alan Kroger. There we go. And he should turn yourself sideways, Alan. We don't like. We abhor portrait mode. We do not allow portrait mode. No. So anyway, hi, Al. Good seeing you again. Glad you decided to give it yet another try.
Well, thank you very much. I felt inclined because I had to mention that Leon Redbone died today.
Did he really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Yeah, I was a big fan of his. Yeah. How old was he?
127.
No.
Really?
They listed that.
I always ask at my age, how old were they?
Yeah.
Because it's a matter of comparing it to my mortality, you know?
I think he was actually relatively young, if I remember.
Really?
Yeah. I better not say.
Yeah.
I thought he was around my age, but.
Well, I think I've got stomach cancer now.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it comes from IBS. It's one of the symptoms.
IBS?
Of
No,
IBS.
I used to work at IBS. Yeah.
Independent Broadcasting Service.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have IBS, stomach cancer is just one of the symptoms.
Yeah. Okay. You know what I should do is I'll take this picture, okay, and I will. Let me see here. I could. What do you call it? Forward it to Ronnie, okay.
That'll work.
Yeah. Forward it to Ronnie and say. Memories.
Oh, yeah.
Memories. Okay. Memories. And it's amazing because she's in the picture too. So that's very nice. I'll take out Albert's note and I will send it off to her. Okay. She probably will be thrilled by that. Oh, there it went. Do you hear? That's my sound for mail going. I have to
I really
turn
like those interviews with her.
What?
I really like those interviews you do with Ron.
Oh, they're really good. Yeah, I like, and I think they're important too. You know. So anyway, yes, Jeff.
Yesterday I was supposed
He's
to
got
go-
his hand up, which is good because that means he doesn't have it on his mouse. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yesterday I was supposed to go to a party
Yeah.
for a guy named Herman. And he was going to be 100 years old.
Was he a hermit?
Yep.
Yeah.
But he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the party.
Oh,
How old was he going to be?
100?
Oh boy.
and he died before his party?
Yeah, like a couple of weeks before. Yeah,
Oh.
a couple of weeks.
Wow. Wow.
Somebody's got the audio. Somebody's got some audio.
Anyway,
Who else would have come with him? You know,
who's got his audio up? Who's got his audio up?
That could be slapback.
I'm getting slapped.
Let me see here. Let me get rid of it. There. Oh, are we okay? No, we're not yet. Sometimes we have to turn. See, this is all. Fuck it. You know.
Now let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
even-
you know, it's nice. It's free reverb.
Yeah, it's free reverb. Exactly.
Nobody did that.
Anyway, so where were we?
The guy died. Didn't make his 100th birthday.
Make his 100th birthday. My mother made her 100th birthday, and she died about 6 months later. You know, it was like she went past the finish line, and she said, "That's it." You know.
Yeah.
But I don't even
Yeah,
think
it
she
was the
knew.
Queen's mother that was 100 years old. And that was back in 2002.
And she made it to 103, didn't she?
Yeah,
And then she died.
that's what I was
Yeah.
remembering.
They had a picture of Kirk Douglas and his wife on the internet the other day, and he's 102 and she's 100.
He's 103, I think.
103 now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the photo that they showed was
Yeah.
102.
Well,
Unbelievable.
You know, maybe that the secret to long life is raping Natalie Wood. Yeah.
Was that him or was that what's his name?
That was him. That was the story
whoa,
has it. It
you know
was
that
him.
guy.
The story has it. It was him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And well, who pushed her off the boat?
Robert Wagner? No, I don't know.
Who was the guy, the actor that she was talking to on the boat when Robert Wagner got jealous?
Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
See, I know all this garbage.
Why do you know all that garbage, Charlie?
I have no idea.
He's in Arizona. It's too hot to go outside.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Today it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I'm tired tonight again. I'm just, I don't know. I think I have Tay-Sachs disease. There's some wasting disease because I am just, I have a reason for being tired tonight, and that's because I took the Xanax, and then I woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning with a stomach ache from the Costco chicken salad that was a week and a half old. And when I was eating,
there's so many things in that salad. You should have been fine.
No,
It might have been preserved for a few years.
You'd think the mold in there at least would have prevented me from getting some disease.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Chickens.
no,
It won't last a week and a half in my house.
Well, I mean,
That's good stuff.
I ate it last night and it didn't taste bad, but I said maybe I shouldn't be eating this because I forgot how old it was, that I had bought it on like a Saturday or a Friday maybe, and it had been about a week and a half later, more than a week and a half, and I just don't know if, well, obviously it had to be that because I hadn't eaten much of anything.
You got to smell it first.
I smelled it. It smelled okay. You can't tell by smell whether something's good or not.
You can. There's sort of a dank.
No, you can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Well, then ask Marjorie to taste it.
Yeah.
You know what the hell you married for?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody mentions on my picture a lot of hair, Alan, and it says, "Who's
Alan?
the woman in red?" That's Ronnie. That's Ronnie. Years ago, when we were all puppies, you know.
She looked a little like Susan.
No.
You don't think there was a similar?
No.
You know, the dark hair maybe.
Susan looked like Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah. She was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ronnie looked more. Who did she remind me of? She reminded me of somebody that. Oh, I forgot to turn on my light. It reminded me of somebody, and I can't remember now. But a little bit like maybe Shirley MacLaine-esque. You know.
Think so? Yeah.
In those.
Well, maybe it was just the angle that she's sideways and a lot of hair there.
Yeah. And I had hair down to here. If you notice in that picture. And
it wasn't extensions. I knew you then.
No, it wasn't extensions. Not like Howard Stern. It wasn't extensions.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that tall guy is, though. I think he was somebody in not on the air. He wasn't on the air, but he was like I don't know, assistant to somebody or something. You know.
He may have just it's weird the way the guy next to him looks like a munchkin and he looks so tall.
Well, the guy who looks like
it
a
could be
munchkin,
perspective.
That's Alan Shaw. He was the head of the FM group, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name, who is the other guy there, who was the general manager. Who was just a really great guy, and I can't remember his name right now. I'll ask Ronnie. She'll remember because she's good at that sort of thing.
It looks like they may have photoshopped John and Yoko onto this picture. No.
Yeah, they weren't there. No. Actually, that's the best picture I have of them. I mean, the only other one I have is black and white. You know, I had that picture of me at the Special Olympics show, and it was a picture of me with Kevin Pollak, Robin Williams, Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
Was there anybody else in that picture? No, that was about it, I think. Dana Carvey.
Where was that taken?
Dana Carvey. Okay. Was in
Is that
that
in your
picture.
studio?
And then there was Michael Pritchard and then me. No, I just, don't you listen? I just said it
Yeah,
was.
I did. I just missed it.
I said it was at the Special Olympics show
Oh.
that we did. And I have a black and white picture of it that I always put up. But a few years ago, I found a color picture of it. You know, so it's pretty good. It was the picture I took with the most famous people in one picture in my life. And they weren't all that famous at the time. Seinfeld wasn't that famous. Neither was Kevin Pollak. Neither was Dana Carvey. The only one that was really well known in that picture was Robin Williams. So, you know, it's nice to now have a color picture of that.
Yeah.
And what was his name? Pete? God, I can't remember. Pete? God, I can't remember the last name. But he was Alan Klein's assistant. His guy, the guy that Alan worked for. That he worked for Alan Klein, who was the Beatles manager. And so that's why he was there, because he brought them that day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the old version of a selfie. Okay, you know. I wonder who's behind the camera. That would be a good question.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, and people are writing here. Let's see here. You can still.
Oh, you got comments, huh?
Yeah, somebody writes. You know, they write something from the show the night before, and I guess it was today that I was talking about Nesbitt soda. And it says you can still get Nesbitt soda. It's still made. So it was Nesbitt's of California. Anybody there in California know of Nesbitt's?
No.
Because you can't get it in California. It's in Nevada.
Oh,
You know.
never heard of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, Nesbitt soda. It had the best orange soda I ever had in my life. You know.
Yeah.
Well, let's see today. Today, our president finally admitted that the Russians fixed the election for him.
Yeah. I think he
said
did accidentally.
he said he fixed the election because he won it. The Russians didn't win it for him.
He said that later, right?
Did you see his? Did you see his tweet?
No.
Oh well, then
I'll go
you
look
don't
at
know,
his tweets.
Then you don't even know what we're talking about.
I heard him say that he didn't, that the Russians didn't do it, that he won the election.
Yeah, that was his response when everybody started pointing out that he had admitted that the Russians helped him win.
Okay. Recent tweet from Donald Trump.
Let's see.
It's
here.
Mueller.
He said, "I had nothing to do with the
Russia.
Russians helping me to win."
Let's see here. We all knew he admitted it. Is it here at all? I don't see it.
By the way, Leon Redbone was 69. He was my age.
Really?
Yeah.
Very young. Well,
Yeah.
to me, he's young, you know. But
But to me, that's young.
yeah, did you find it, Phil?
I could drop over.
No, I've got a million tweets from him, but
Well, because-
I don't look at this stuff that often.
Well, he said that he admitted, didn't he, in his tweet today, that the Russians fixed the election for him?
Hmm.
Yeah, and then he wrote a tweet later taking it back.
And took it down.
But
Took down the original tweet.
Somebody doesn't.
Well, if he took it down, then I don't have it.
He doesn't
you know.
realize that in tweets there are no backsies. You know, you may do a tweet because you got a big fucking mouth, and you're gonna have to live by it. And he was saying, "Yeah, the Russians helped me win."
I don't believe that.
Well, you don't believe it? He said it.
I don't see a tweet from him saying that.
Only because he took it down and telling you it's there. All the news networks picked it up.
Well,
That was Melania put that tweet up. She said, "Give me your phone," and he says, "No, you can't do that."
Russian tweet. Hold on a second. I'm going to find
Sorry,
it for you.
Phil. It happened.
All right.
You can't bullshit your way out of this one.
Let's see here. Oh, Trump admits Russia helped him get elected for the first time. Okay, here it is. Here's the tweet.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. No, that isn't the tweet. They don't have the tweet here.
I didn't have it either.
They said
That's because it never existed.
Yeah.
it did exist. Well, let's see here. It doesn't. I got to find the actual tweet. You know.
I saw the tweet before he took it down. So.
Do you follow Trump?
No, but the news had it
Oh.
before he took it down, and they showed it on the screen.
Yeah.
He says in this tweet, he says, Russia, 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 that's all you heard at the beginning of this witch hunt hoax. And now Russia has disappeared because I had nothing to do with Russia helping me get elected.
There you
It
go.
was a
Help
crime
me get-
that didn't exist.
Did you
Fake news.
Wait a minute. Did you find it? Did you say?
I didn't find it. I found this tweet. Yeah.
That's the one I saw where he said he was declaring that he had nothing to do with Russia helping him get elected.
Right.
Well, that means he admitted that Russia helped him get elected. He just didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, that's what.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna
He
blame
said
the guy if
that's
he had
how
nothing
that's
to do
how he
with it?
put it. I didn't have anything to do with the Russians helping me win the election. That's what it said.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was that conclusion.
Yeah, that meant he didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, the Russians obviously interfered, according to Mueller, and
Now you're believing. Now you're believing Mueller.
Well, and
they also said that they influenced all 50 states by hacking into election stuff and Podesta and the DNC stuff.
They didn't say. Mueller didn't say anything about them hacking into like voting machines or anything like that.
Not voting machines, but they hacked into
databases and stuff.
Yeah, and it seems as though all 50 states were involved.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know. You can attribute that to Mueller, but they said that they got it from the information. In the
You made a
report.
noise, Al. What was that noise about?
I'm like, it's amazing what we are going through in this country, and we can't do anything about it.
Well, we could do something about it, but we don't do anything about it.
Well, yeah.
They should have Jimmy Carter overlook our elections to make sure they're fair.
Yeah.
He does it in Zimbabwe. Why not here?
Well, that certainly makes sense. Hold on a second. Let me put Tony in here because he of the really disgusting, vile wallpaper.
Oh, Charlie is holding up the Constitution because that's what it reviles.
I can't find anywhere in here that that says you cannot indict a sitting president.
No, that was an OLC.
5 or 6 times. There's nothing in this
19 years,
that says
Charlie.
you cannot indict
19
a
years
sitting
ago. 19 years ago, after the Starr investigation, the OLC, which is the legal Office of Legal Counsel for, I think, the White House, came up with a memo that said you can't indict a sitting president. It doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution, but
Well,
it was
Mueller said it was
a memo.
unconstitutional.
Uh,
Yesterday, that's what he said. It's unconstitutional to indict a sitting president. Well, I can't find that anywhere in here.
We're going to find out that there were 3 people in the meeting, at least, Rosenstein, Barr, and Mueller. And Mueller has got a different story than Rosenstein. I mean, than Barr. And Rosenstein's going to have to be the tiebreaker as to what was said about whether the judgment was based on the OLC or if it was just based on the potential crimes. Because they're talking different stories.
This is all getting fucking boring, isn't it, folks? It is.
You just don't like hearing my voice.
That's true, and a lot of people would agree with me. Josh, what do you? It's not Is it in the Constitution that you can? No.
No, it was 19
I
years
didn't
ago.
ask you.
Well, I know. You know.
Why is it when I don't even ask you a question, you answer it? I was asking Josh. I wanted to bring him into the conversation because I saw you took a breath.
Oh, that wasn't a breath. That was a poetic pause.
I mean, I was listening last night to you. You called Jack last night. And you hijacked his show for an hour.
What? Who's he going to talk to? Mike Allen?
Well, you might let him talk now and then.
All right.
Anyway, Josh, the Constitution. Is there anything in the Constitution that says you can't indict a president?
Explicitly, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's not explicit either way, yes or no. I mean, that is an interpretation of different people, and the current interpretation that the Justice Department abides by is one that they came up with, some odd years ago. I don't know how long ago, but that's their current belief. So that's basically just the interpretation of what are considered the best legal minds that work for the Justice Department.
I was led to believe that the reason they said that was a Justice Department decision that you couldn't indict a sitting president.
Yeah, I mean, basically what they're saying is, I mean, federal crimes are prosecuted by, the federal government, okay, by an arm of the, United States Department of Justice. I mean, U.S. attorneys, etc., all work for, the Department of Justice, right? If you go up the chain of command, and they're basically their belief at the Justice Department, or their determination, their interpretation, is that, in the case of, I believe, the President of the United States, and I would assume I don't know if they hold this for the Vice President of the United States as well, I've never looked into it, that, that you do not indict them for federal crimes, that they are the one the one scenario that separates them from all other, American citizens, basically, because there is a process for their removal. If you believe that they have committed a crime, there is a constitutionally spelled out process for their removal from office. If you believe that's the case, and then once they're out of office, they're a private citizen again, and the statute of limitations would not have expired if you remove them from office, because that's going to happen within a fairly quick amount of time, and then they're free to be prosecuted for whatever crimes they committed. Now, I don't personally agree with all that, if you ask me, but I'm saying their belief is that if the President of the United States, for, no apparent reason, walks out in the middle of the street and shoots somebody, he's committed murder, but you can't indict him for murder. That you need to remove him from office and then indict him for murder. Now, that's an extreme example, I understand, but I'm just saying, and maybe you could say you could do it, it gets really hairy there. I mean, maybe you could say, well, murder's a state crime. Okay, so I don't know. Let's say he commits a carjacking. There's a federal crime, right? I mean, if they want it to be. So take your pick.
Only if he goes across state lines.
Right. So, I mean, that's their determination. I don't particularly like it, but that's the process by which they go by. Now, if you read between the lines of the Mueller report and his own personal statement, he basically said without saying, because this is the type of guy that he is, he basically said without saying, but not for this particular belief in the department that I work for, in the department that, commissioned this investigation, there more than likely, I think we can determine, would have been an indictment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I took it.
Charlie has his hand up. Charlie?
I may not be remembering this right, but I believe that Spiro Agnew was indicted.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't remember if he was or he was going to be. So, that's what I was saying, is I don't remember if the DOJ extends this to the vice president or not. They might. I'd have to look into that. I really don't know the answer to that. offhand.
Anyway, he did end up resigning. Right. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. So
he resigned over financial improprieties.
Yeah, I believe so. You're right.
Trump is saying that Mueller has got a hard-on for him because he didn't refund $15,000 membership fee to his golf club, and that Mueller put up a $15,000 membership, and Trump, and then I guess either pulled out or had a fight with Trump, and Trump wouldn't give him back his money.
Trump assumes everybody's as petty as he is.
It's a very good point you make there, Charlie.
He is.
Yeah.
He always has a fight with somebody, though. He's always going.
Yeah.
He's got beef against something.
Oh. Did you see they made him cover up the John McCain on the?
Yeah, I mean he was fighting dead man still.
If the former director of the FBI took 2 years out of his life and basically played out a grudge for 2 years in the public eye that consumed the news cycle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 years over $15,000, I would have to think that our nation is in far deeper trouble than any
Josh, when did Mueller know that there was no collusion? That's
no
interesting.
Idea.
He took 2 years out of his life, but it would be interesting to know when he found out there was no collusion and why he let this thing go for 2 years. If there was no crime there, he should have known that pretty early on.
Well, that's I don't believe that you can make that determination, or that we could have any idea how long it took to find out.
I think he
also said that he was commissioned to not only investigate that, he was also commissioned to investigate any obstructions that might have taken place or would take place during that investigation. And I think it's pretty clear that the executive branch, specifically the president, obstructed from beginning to end. So it's not really a surprise to me that it took as long as it did.
Yeah, but you see, if you lay in wait for the guy to obstruct, because he knows he's innocent and there was no obstruction, after a while he's going to get a little pissed off. Right, and then finally.
No, I don't buy that premise to begin with. No, so I'm just going to say no, I don't agree with that. And secondly, if he did, if there is truly no underlying crime, and the only thing that would continue to be investigated was obstruction, the simple way to get yourself out of that is to, newsflash, stop obstructing. Shut up.
It's difficult when you're an innocent man and you're accused, and it's putting a damper on your agenda. I can understand him being upset.
For a black man in Chicago falsely accused of murder, I might be able to understand that argument. But for one of the richest white men who happens to be the only person walking in the world who can't be indicted for a crime and is surrounded by all the money we could all pile up, and 500 fucking lawyers who all make $50 million an hour, I have just a little bit less sympathy than I might have for pretty much anybody else in regards to that.
I think Mueller was padding his billable hours, and that's why it took 2 years. He wanted his 15 G's back.
That's very possible. Hopefully he got it.
Well,
he's going to get his pound of flesh.
It's nice to know that there's somebody as petty as Donald Trump. Yeah. Phil. It's boring.
Can you hear my?
You got to come up. You got to come up with a new routine.
All right. Alex obstructed justice.
I should have gotten some real coffee. I'm tired as hell. Yeah. Because
what's the end game now with Trump?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, before you talked, Jeff had his hand up. Yes, Jeff. You got to turn on your mic.
You're muted, Jeff.
Yeah.
Good way to keep the place quiet. I often seem to hear more and more people who are working in the Congress who are saying that, I think the president is in trouble and we ought to go after him. And let's assume that that enough senators, who are obviously Democrats, decide to go after him. What are they going to do? Because there's no exit plan for them.
Well, I think that if he, to begin with, the job of the Congress is to do exactly this. If they see that there's something that's suspicious, they should look into, and that's what they're going to do, look into the possibility of impeachment. That's their job. And if they didn't do it, they wouldn't be doing their job.
Okay.
And then if they find that there is reasonable cause to indict him, which is impeach him, then they will, because they're doing their job. None of this should have anything to do with politics. It should all have to do with evidence and with what is presented to you. And the fact is, you only have one Republican that's going to vote for impeachment, in spite of the fact that there may be 20 others who go, he looks pretty guilty, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay? So that's the problem. But, I mean, the job of the Congress is to do their job, and this is one of their jobs.
Yep.
So, Tony, you were going to say something.
Yeah, but so
wait a minute.
the
Hold on, everybody.
investigation
Before you go on, it's not only hideous wallpaper time, okay, but it's also hideous furniture time. We haven't noticed that in the past.
Which piece, Alex?
Any of them. They're terrible.
Okay.
Show off your Hummels.
I never noticed.
One of the plates, I think I cracked it. I didn't realize.
Does your mother have Hummels?
Yeah.
You gotta stop eating off those plates.
You gotta stop eating off those Hummels.
How many Hummels?
I think I cracked one of the plates. I didn't realize it.
I could never understand what people.
It's hanging on the wall, but
things.
it's got a chip in it. I think I might have dropped it a while ago.
Good.
She can't see
Good.
it, though. Don't worry about it.
Don't admit it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I was gonna say.
What were you-
I forgot what I was gonna say because I'm laughing about the wallpaper. It is, the other night I walked by and when I look at the wallpaper, I thank you, Alex. I said, I never noticed how bad this wallpaper was until he
Is
pointed
that a
it out.
custom
It's
switch
terrible.
plate
He said,
behind you? Is that a custom switch plate?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Well, that's knickknacks I got for years. Like I got some stuff from San Francisco, Disney World. I got a lot of different things in here. It's like a crystal.
Ooh.
Yeah. A lot of this is older. Once she goes, it's going on eBay. I'm joking. No, I'm not gonna sell it. Nah, she would kill me. She would haunt me if I did that.
Actually,
She
people
probably
collect
listened.
that shit their whole lives, and you go to put it on eBay, and nobody wants it.
That would be even worse, Phil. 10 cents to the dollar. I gotta keep it. No, you know what I was gonna ask? I forgot. Oh, so what's the end game now with the Mueller report? Are they gonna do anything like? Did he find anything on him that they can really just say we gotta dig deeper? I mean, or is this just a political narrative to the election by the Democrats?
I'll let Charlie answer that. He's got the Mueller report sitting there.
I haven't read it yet.
Did you
I
see the
saw it top
redacted
and top.
page,
I'm
Charlie,
sure.
that had Alex's names on it?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I think that there's a lot in there that shows that there may have been obstruction. Even Mueller says that if he didn't feel that the president was not guilty of obstruction, he would have said so. But he didn't, because he couldn't say that. So what he was saying, in effect, was there's a lot of evidence here to show that there was obstruction.
He also said that if he said it, the president couldn't defend himself.
Which is why he couldn't say it.
Yeah, and so, hey, let them have a look-see in Congress. Impeachment means they vote on it, but let them investigate it. And, if he's cleared, then he's cleared, and he can be cleared that way if they're honest about it and they're not just Jerry nattling him.
Yeah. If he's innocent, they'll find out and he'll.
Yeah. And they can do that. So let them do it. fine with me. Trump even said it's good with him.
Well, I'm bored, and so's the audience. We're down to the lowest amount of people that have ever watched this show at one time.
Well, let's talk about the 4-year-old girl that got hit with the baseball. You know, a foul ball. This baseball stuff is dangerous. You know,
they got to put those nets up. I don't know why they didn't do it.
She
yet.
was just to the side of the net.
She was sided, and they said, wow.
Yeah. Nah, that's unfortunate. Can you imagine? That guy felt so bad, that baseball player.
Was that the Dodger game, Phil, or no?
I don't remember what game. All those teams look alike. I'm not a baseball fan.
Really?
You really got to pay attention at the game.
You know, I've been to A's games because I had some good seats for a couple of years, but I had the camera stuck in my face the whole time, just taking pictures.
No, really?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that?
I was in the first base box, the first row, seat 15. So I was on the wall at first base. I could talk to the first baseman.
And but are you allowed to take pictures of the baseball game?
Yeah, they let me.
You can't sell them.
I don't think so. I had 8 games a season, and I had it for 3 or 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really care what team it was. I knew the A's were always going to be one of the teams, and so.
And if they weren't, you were in the wrong place.
What do you mean?
If they weren't one of the teams, you were in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, exactly. But just to the left of me was where all the pro photographers were. The pit, and they'd walk over because I had a 500 millimeter lens, and the guy's looking, and he says, what is this?
Better equipment than they did.
You should see some of the ones they had.
Well,
they had things they were that long.
Anyway, we've got the smallest amount of people we ever had. Maybe I should just sign this off soon here.
I'm going to show them my mother soon, Alex, sleeping.
What?
I should bring a laptop in the room and wake her up. That'll really clear out the house.
Nah, he might get viewers.
I'm joking. I wouldn't do that because she'd yell. But I got to check on her. She is calling me. I'll be right back.
Okay, he'll be right back.
If you see me walk by
yet.
If you see me walk by with a big pillow, call my lawyer.
Are you still paying rent there?
Huh?
Is he still paying rent?
I don't know.
He's got to rub the landlord's feet and pay rent? This is worse than Trump.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't believe this is the lowest amount of people we've had watching this show.
Well, what else is going on tonight?
And last night was one of the lowest amount of people who watched the replay on Facebook. So I'm just thinking of not posting any of it. Just saying.
Where do they watch it on YouTube? I would imagine.
Well, if I don't post it, then they're going to be forced to watch it live, and that's it. Well,
that's the way a radio show works.
See how many people we got listening to it on audio. Terrible. Okay. All right. Actually, we almost have more people listening to it audio than on video. So, I don't know what I'm doing all this work for. Plus, I'm exhausted and tired. Here comes our old friend Patrick. So let me go here and put him in a. Let's see here. He would be in the number 7 spot.
So are you blaming Al for this low viewership because Al was on last night and tonight,
We'll have to hang it.
Al was not the problem. No.
Okay.
He's not.
I helped kick the numbers up.
Yeah.
No, he's not the problem.
You're a number fluffer?
Huh?
Yes.
He's a number fluffer. He keeps the numbers up.
He's a number fluffer.
Yeah.
Something like that. Let's see here. Oh, well, now we're up to 23 people watching. To the people watching.
Well, when you start talking about fluffers, maybe they, come on.
Nobody knows what a fluffer is.
It's a union job. Isn't that a SAG-AFTRA thing?
SAG-AFTRA, yeah. Yeah, you get pensions out of it. Fluffer was the woman in a porno film who was hired not to be in the film, but to get the gentleman ready for the scene. Ready when you are, CB. You know, yes, they would fluff the performer, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Huh? Yeah. How do you tell your parents at Christmas what you do for a living? You know, you're not even in the fucking movie. You're just blowing the guys and getting them ready.
Yeah.
I wonder what they get paid an hour for that.
Maybe it's a city job.
Probably more than my hat job, I'll tell you that.
Probably more than your hat job. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine I told my mother I'm a fluffer now. I quit the hat job. I'm going to be a fluffer.
Yeah.
Does it pay good? Yeah. Keep it up. She have no idea. She would think I'm cleaning houses, Alex.
Oh,
Because
really?
she would think fluffing would be cleaning or something.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the broom when you said like a fluffer.
Huh?
You know, like I thought it was like a vacuum or something.
No. Fluffer is a person who literally gets the performers ready to perform. So.
And keeps them ready.
Huh?
Yeah.
Keeps them ready, I think.
Keeps them ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Attempts to keep them ready. Okay. Trying to get something here. I'm doing some fixing up of the pictures here. Okay, there we go.
You got eight victims now, huh?
Huh?
Is it 8?
Yeah. 8?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 away from a full house. Come on, people.
Yeah.
That's what Patrick would call.
Yeah. I just Tony was a little too low, so I brought him up higher. Okay, looks like it's okay now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, if you move your screen a little bit towards you, you won't be as low. There you go.
I didn't shave.
Yeah. So
She wanted to know the Mets score. I didn't know. I tell her. I think she loves the Mets, but she's not watching them tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she really does love baseball. She likes the Mets.
Yeah.
She wants, you know the score. I said, I'm not watching the game. All right.
Ask Alexa.
She talks. She argues with that thing sometimes when it doesn't work right.
Hey, somebody, I heard,
What?
Alex,
Yeah.
that if you say the word Simon Says
Yeah.
to Alexa or
Okay.
whatever you call them, that it has to tell you the truth. So if you say Simon Says, fuck you.
All right. Well, let me
listen.
give it a try.
All right.
Echo. Simon Says, "Fuck you."
It's not answering.
Yes, you did.
What did she say?
I couldn't hear it. Echo. Simon Says, "Fuck you." She just Q or something. I don't know.
I think she said "fuck you."
No.
I did have
No, what you should say
It's
is
a New York.
what you should say is "fuck
New York.
me, fuck you." That's the
Right.
New Yorker reply.
Yeah, well, I can't remember exactly what the thing is. Maybe you can look it up. When you say Simon Says to one of those devices, it reacts differently.
Well, it didn't. It just said something here. Hold on a second. I couldn't hear it. Hold on a second. I'll tell you. Echo. Simon Says, "Fuck you."
Q.
Oh, she says "fuck you" back,
Oh,
but it
okay.
has a beep because Simon, because Alexa doesn't like to say "fuck,"
Yeah.
so it's beep you. So it repeats whatever you say.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it was supposedly one of those secret things about these devices.
Apparently, it's not that secret anymore now that the blabbermouth told everybody.
Well, that's hey, we're amongst friends.
Yeah. So anyway, oh boy, another half hour left. I'm exhausted. I don't know why I'm exhausted lately. It's Tay-Sachs disease, I'm sure. It's a Jewish thing called Tay-Sachs disease.
Yeah. Didn't you say that that's the one that makes you act like a journalist in front of Trump? Jittery and so forth.
Why is everything with you fucking Trump? Really, I'm serious.
Well,
you're getting your one note song,
One note samba.
Okay, well, I thought you liked the low-hanging fruit.
No, but you don't surprise anybody. I know
Well, there's
exactly.
not much to
I say
surprise.
something. I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be a good attorney.
You have this blind obedience to the Fuhrer. I mean, that's really what it's all about. You would have made a good Nazi. You really would have.
He would have got rid of us, Alex. He would have rounded us up quick.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Listen. If Hitler had met Phil
Yeah.
and killed him in a concentration camp, he would have let all the other Jews go because he would have felt satisfied.
How can I top this?
Yeah,
Phil.
yeah. I am sorry. I am satisfied. Phil is dead. Good. Let the Jews go. You know.
I cannot be killed.
Phil, you would have been a savior for all those people. That would have been good.
And by the
I
way,
still think-
I got to tell you, it would be nice if Hitler done your wallpaper.
He did his wallpaper.
He probably
Can't
would
you
have
tell?
thrown me in the oven seeing this wallpaper, Alex.
Hitler was a wallpaper hanger, right?
I asked my mother, how old is this? It's got to be old, because she says my grandmother had this. So she must have never changed the room. I think she did change it. She don't remember.
If I had to even live in that room, under any conditions, I would kill somebody. Not that I'm suggesting anything here.
No.
Because
But it's bad,
your similarities to Norman Bates are amazing.
It's crazy.
Now,
I mean, I'm
if
starting
if that paper was a Rorschach test, what do you see in it, Alex?
Must kill.
Yeah. I mean, it is
So it
bad.
triggers your serial killer instinct.
She's proud of it too. She loves. She's. Oh, I love my wallpaper. Yeah. Well, it's. But I never really noticed it, how bad it was, until you pointed it out. And I walk by. Now, when I walk by in the morning, and I look at it, I actually laugh because I'm saying, "Oh my God, it is horrible." When you really get a look
When
at
she
it.
goes, first thing to go is that wallpaper.
Yeah, I mean,
What
if
color?
I could change this room,
I wouldn't even blame you if you replaced it with Scooby Doo wallpaper.
I should do that. I should
Hey,
put Spider-Man
Tony,
here.
when you did that remodel downstairs, did you use the same wallpaper?
We have no wallpaper. We knocked walls down and put the floor. You know, we did the floors. We painted stuff, but I have no wallpaper.
We're down to 20 fucking people.
That's not a bad night.
It's
Thursday.
a terrible night. We're usually up
gotta
around
give it
30.
time.
Where is everybody? Is it that bad, folks?
Yeah. They're on the all-Trump all-day station.
Yeah. I don't know where they went. You know.
You're gonna laugh at this. She's yelling at me to go to sleep.
She's yelling at you.
What are you doing? She's telling me to go to bed. I have
About time.
I'm quitting this job. I told her. She's worried about work. I don't sleep till 3 in the morning. I gotta read later. Go to sleep. Then she's telling me what's the score of the Met game. I just told her it's 0-0. I don't even know what the score is.
He doesn't work. He goes to work and he texts me 40, 50 times.
See, I just listen to. I actually do work
Before 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're not East
Well,
Coast.
he doesn't message me on Facebook because he knows if he does, I will make it so he
Obliterate
can't.
him, yeah.
Yeah, you make me like the wallpaper. I'll
Yeah.
be in the wallpaper.
Yeah.
But I laugh at the wallpaper now. When you said that, I can't.
Yeah.
I just get a kick
Okay.
out of it.
Patrick's got his hand up, and he either looks like Patrick with his hand up or wallpaper. I can't figure out which. Yes, Patrick.
Bill, see, the thing that Tony does for me, which
Yeah.
is a time saver, is
Yeah.
he sends me voice messages
Yeah.
rather than typed, and it saves me hours of having to scroll through because I can just do them to a 30, 40, 50, 60-second clip.
Oh, I ignore those.
Oh, don't yes. It get to the gist of everything quickly. So
Yeah, the voices are always. I like the power of Facebook. Patrick's my psychiatrist. He knows the day I quit that job, I'm going to throw streamers on the way out. But I got to make it like I'm sad to leave, but I can't wait to get the fuck out of there, really. If I see a top hat again, I'm going to throw them all over the place.
Why act sad when you leave? Why would you want to act sad?
Well, I got to make it like I don't really want to leave, but I really do, because I don't want them to feel like I'm happy to be leaving them. They're going to miss
Bring
me.
Danish. Danishes.
What have they ever fucking done for you except give you the world's lousiest job?
You're right, Alex. I can't wait. Well, how should I tell them, you think, then?
Tell them to go fuck themselves. I'm leaving.
Give them 2 weeks notice and tell them thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean,
I would rather rub my mother's feet than work in your.
I would rather rub my mother's. I would rather rub my mother's clit than do this job for one more day.
She called me in to clip her nails. I can't. She can't do what she's doing. Can you just? I got a little.
Wait, don't the nails even keep growing after death?
They might. I'll let you know, Phil. Just come in and balm her and just leave her in the room for another 6 months. Then I can be done.
By the way, folks, in case you just joined us, we're talking about his mother. Okay.
Who's trying to listen to this conversation but can't hear?
No, she's not hearing it. If she could hear it, I wouldn't be saying it.
She's like,
she's probably hearing it on her device. You know? I don't know what name to call it.
When she goes, can I say then I didn't like her anyway?
Yeah, I won't hold it against you, Alex.
You won't hold it against me? Yeah.
Please, I can't play.
Yeah.
I gotta collect some checks.
I know. Well, what you're working on is you're getting the city of New York to pay for this, right?
Yeah. Well, actually,
you'll be a caregiver.
City caretaker, so I can actually, once I get enrolled and they hire me, I can actually work for other people in my area.
Oh well, you can come over here. I'm going to need it any day now.
See, there you go. And then, but what's nice is basically, I'll be working through the city.
Just show up in Central Park and say you're a caretaker, and then you say, "Where's the lawnmower?" Maybe they'll give you a better job.
Can you imagine my mother fires me after 2 weeks? I can't take and send me somebody else in.
That'd be
kill her.
That'd be great if your mother killed you, fired you.
Then you'll get your 26 weeks.
Right, Al?
Yeah, but
Al, right?
Absolutely. Norman. Norman.
By the way, the comedy doesn't get better than this, does it, Al?
No.
I can't make this up.
We're down to 19 people now. What are we doing tonight that is just so boring, you people, that you're leaving? Now we're down to 18.
You're not talking about Trump.
You know what I'm gonna do? I may just kill the video. Fuck them.
Oh, you know what? I heard you at the beginning about Natalie Wood. My mother swears that the husband killed her, Alex. What's his name? From
Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner.
Yeah, Robert Wagner. They said she was having an affair with Christopher Walken. She was in a movie with him or something. That's what she was telling.
Well, the last movie she ever made.
Brainstorm.
She was making with him.
Can you do your Christopher Walken interpretation, Alex?
Interpretation?
Yeah. Or,
you mean impression?
Impression.
Well, no, I was taught how to do Christopher Walken by Kevin Pollak, who said the way you do Christopher Walken is you take any one-syllable word and turn it into 2 syllables. What's a good one-syllable word? Good size one-syllable word.
Doesn't he say like "whoa" or something like that?
Yeah, he would take a word like "whoa" and you go "whoa."
Oh, I see. He does talk like that. He was good in that movie, The Dead Zone, the Stephen King book. I remember him in that picture.
That was one of the worst movies of all time.
Oh, I liked it.
I know you would.
I know, that's true. Yeah. But he was also good, of course, The Deer Hunter. He blew his brains out, right? No one?
Which one?
The Deer Hunter? He was in it, I think.
Really? Hey, by the way, has the cleaning woman been in?
Not yet.
Your lens is clean today.
I think I just cleaned the dogs. We're actually in the process of hiring her. We're going to bring her in once a week, and then I'm going to send her downstairs to clean.
Oh, really?
She's going to get 2 apartments. But we'll have to pay her twice, though.
Oh, now you're not living downstairs anymore.
Well, actually, I do live downstairs, but now I'm sleeping upstairs to take care of her, my mom. I don't mean it like her.
By the way, because we talked about where you sleep, we went up one person.
Oh, I'm actually sleeping in my old room now upstairs. So when she calls, because she needs a walker, so I get up in the middle.
What is that?
Sleep. I drink coffee and drink. What was that? So I'm kind of like up and down all day.
Okay.
But I'm sleeping.
Well, this is fascinating stuff.
Kevin Pollak is doing a Christopher Walken impression.
Yeah.
Well, don't do that. That's just,
No?
No.
All right.
Don't do that. You know.
All right.
I mean,
No Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Come on, off.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so what can we talk about? We got 20 minutes left. What should we talk about? Oh, we're down to
There's
18.
nothing
We're down to 18 people now.
Oh,
Talk about how you just killed off 2 listeners.
Yeah.
there you go.
You know something? I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna start doing the show one day a week. That's what I've decided to do. I think it's one day a week. You know.
That's the summer schedule.
And then if I just have 18 people, I won't give a shit. You know. I mean, the only reason I do this more is for Damien and for Jack and for you guys, because you all kind of seem to enjoy it, you know, and it's something to do. And but you know, if I'm gonna get this amount of people watching me, then fuck it, you know, I'm gonna do it once a week or maybe once a year.
Can you tell where they're from? The ones
Huh?
that are watching you? Does it give you their locale?
No, I don't have a locale on it, you know. But if you're watching right now, everybody turn me off, okay? I just want to see this go down to like 1, okay? Because I'll have 1 because I've got 2 of these, by the way, the 19 are me, okay?
And I've got one on here.
You've got one on too? Okay, turn it
on
off.
the laptop.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
All right.
Sign out, and let's see how many people we have. See if it changes here.
Phil just disappeared. Which one were you, Phil?
I guess I was number 19.
Yeah. Oh, it just went up to 20. I don't know what happened when you signed off there.
Let me get out of mine.
Yeah. You know.
Okay. I just I killed it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it change?
No, I'm up to 20.
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody's logging in.
Maybe if you just signed off completely, I'd go up to 30.
Well, let's see.
You know.
As soon as he goes off, it spikes.
Yeah. Somebody asked here on our what do you call it? Does Tony have lice?
No.
He might.
He's just
said mice.
Lice.
No, lice.
Lice.
No.
That's not a beard, Tony.
Does Tony have lice?
Sorry to spoil them, but I don't.
Okay, let's see here. Candace says Trump. That's what people want to hear. The U.S. is in big trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine.
Well, Candace should call in.
Yeah, he should call in.
Yeah. On the other hand, Patrick doesn't give a shit, and I'm beginning to slowly get into his camp, not giving a shit. You know, so what if Trump fucks this country up? How many more years do I have? You know, I couldn't care less. You know, I really shouldn't invest myself in any kind of thing with Trump.
That's what I say too. How many more years do I have left? I mean, I'm a cripple.
You're a cripple, and a damn good cripple, I might add. You don't walk better than just about anybody I know.
I got to work at that. So I appreciate noticing.
Yeah, and we don't.
But you only have one of the 3 attributes of life. You're only crippled, not blind and crazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. I got the cataract taken care of. So.
You got cataracts?
Yeah, I got a cataract in my right eye.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's very.
That has a Lincoln.
Yeah, but that's very simple to take care of. I had both I had cataracts in both. Was it cataracts? Yeah. Cataracts in both eyes, and I did one, and then the other one got ripe, and they did the other, and it's very simple. Actually, you wind up having better eyesight after they do it.
Yeah.
You know.
They keep telling me mine is not ripe, and I keep telling them, what do I got to do? Wait till I'm blind?
Yeah.
You know?
No. Well, just keep jerking off. Oh wait a minute, you can't do that.
I can't do that. Those days are over.
You can't jerk off after you've had prostate operation?
Well, there's not going to be any, seminal fluid. Or...
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, mine's practically gone. I practically dried up that way, just because of age. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you know.
No, I
see all these
understand it's
porn
only good
films.
for pissing.
I see all these porn films with those really messy cum shots, and I'm jealous.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, I remember when I was 18, 16.
Yeah.
But
I remember when I could shoot.
Those days are over.
I hate to say this. I knew I had a time when I could shoot a load halfway across the room. You know.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now it takes me all night to do what I used to be able to do all night. Yes, Patrick.
I'm still good there, even though I'm crippled. So
Really?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you see, he's
Keep
crippled.
bragging.
He's crippled, Phil, and he doesn't have any problem that way.
But I don't have cancer anymore. It was a choice. You got cancer, then it goes to bone cancer, then it goes to everything else.
Well,
cancer.
I may have prostate cancer, but it's the good kind.
The good kind.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a good kind.
No, there is. I mean, it's like they did on the Kaminsky method. Danny DeVito says there's the turtle and there's the rabbit. You've got the turtle.
Yeah. I think that the reason they got crazy on me was I got my PSA went up all of a sudden to like 17. But what I really had was prostatitis, and I needed an antibiotic, and that brought it back down to 11. But the guy got scared, and he says, "Oh, we better book it," and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But I don't have cancer.
My guy goes, at my age, they just sit there and it's watchful waiting is what he calls it. And they give you some stuff. They give you like hormones or something like that. Supposedly brings the PSA down, and at my age, it probably isn't anything that's terrible.
Well, I didn't want to take any chances that it was going to spread. When they did a CT scan and some other stuff on me to see if it had spread to the bone, and it didn't, I just said, let's do it now.
Well, I would have gone for a second opinion, but
Well, I looked down there and I said, yeah, we better do it. No, I knew I had cancer. I mean, what kind of second opinion? I talked to another urologist at Kaiser.
Yeah.
And he was the one that actually, I asked him, I said, there's different methods to deal with this. If it was your brother, what would you do? And he says, I'd have it taken out.
By the way, your prostate just brought us up 2 people.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, at least something got up.
Well, no, I mean, mine's gone up, and it keeps going up. I don't know what's going to happen with the next test in about a month, but he says, "Don't you worry, let me worry." He says, "We're just watching this whole thing." He says, "We're keeping an eye on it, and we'll make sure that it doesn't get to a point where it isn't manageable." And there are a lot of different ways other than just having a prostate operation that can solve it. There's radiation they do the hormones. They do put radioactive seeds in there or something.
That's the Baki method. Didn't Marjorie have a friend that had that done, and then the cancer came back with a vengeance, and the guy died?
He was quite young. He was quite young when he got it. So, but Rudy Giuliani had the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, David, the guy that used to call from Czechoslovakia, he had a thing called proton therapy, but he was only 39, and he said it went well, but we haven't heard from him.
We haven't heard from him lately. Yeah. So, I mean,
I got something on my birthday. He wished me happy birthday.
Oh,
in
really?
February.
So he's still around. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're up to 23 people. Keep talking about prostates.
Yeah. Cancer's a good,
But I had a friend at Sirius who used to be the doorman at WMCA years ago, and he does the doctor channel. I can't remember where they do it. They do it over the hospital here in New York. And one of the guys over there, they gave him a test for his PSA, and it went up. It was like up around 9. And so they immediately did a biopsy and found he didn't have anything.
Yeah, you can have a high PSA and not have cancer.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just due to being enlarged.
Well, either that or there's a thing called there's a free PSA that he gave me that combined made them say that I have a 85% chance that I have cancer. Now, but that's just that's a computer throwing out that information based on the information he gets.
Well, it's free. It's only worth what you pay for it.
No, but but who knows? My doctor said, "Don't worry about it." He said, he said, "I see these things." He says, "I see these things go up, and I see these things go down all the time."
Yeah.
But let's talk about something else. We just went down to 22 people. So,
the person checked his cancer.
I used to do radio shows for, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 people a morning. Why am I doing this fucking thing for 22 people?
It's better than a CB radio station. You wouldn't get as far.
And then we got another bunch of people listening on the audio.
Yeah.
Those are the people that can't afford a computer.
Right. So anyway, and even though I asked them to go away, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
More came. Yeah.
So what the hell?
Special.
Yeah.
Oh, we got about eight more minutes. Yeah. Anything else in the news that we haven't discussed?
There another war going on, or what?
Well, there are things going on all over the world. Like, for instance, Netanyahu is in trouble in Israel. Because he
was short one vote.
Yeah, but he failed to put together a government. Right. And when you
is
fail,
this is the first time they've had to have elections again?
Under the parliamentary system, if you fail to put a government together, they hold the election again. Yeah. And hopefully they'll boot that prick out.
Oh, I just saw a headline. Your favorite guy slaps tariffs on Mexico, pressure to stop illegals.
That's a couple. That news is a couple of hours old. He says.
No, just a couple hours old.
No, every time he puts tariffs on something, he doesn't understand how tariffs work.
Yeah, we end up having to pay for it.
The tariff is against us in the end. Because they'll pay he'll put the tariff on the item, and then we will pay that tariff.
Well, then they use that tariff money to build the wall.
Oh. No, but I don't want to pay for the fucking wall.
Then don't buy Mexican products.
I don't know if I am or I'm not. Okay.
Everything is made in Mexico. Look at your TV. Everything. Cars.
My TV was not made. All the TVs in this house, I think, were made in Korea.
Mm-hmm. Do they come with a ballistic missile?
Yeah. Don't laugh at that, folks, because it wasn't funny.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But
short range.
Price of fruit's supposed to go up.
Yeah.
Price of fruit. But we're going to wind up paying for it, Phil. I mean, like, for instance, I need a new air conditioner. The price of an air conditioner is going to go up about 25% because
get a Korean air conditioner.
Even if I think Korea, he's put tariffs on everybody. He thinks tariffs is the way that the government is going to make money, but where they're making the money is off of you and me. Not China goes, fuck you. Okay, so he's charging a tariff.
Yeah, I don't want to reprice my showroom, so what I've done is all Chinese product. We just have a line in the contract that says 10% tariff charge, because I know that the price is going to go up 7 to 10%. So I had
It's going up 25%, Phil.
No. It's going up 15% more than the first one. So you take the first 10 plus the 15, and that equals 25.
Yeah.
But the price that it goes up is on the cost. So the amount of money that the manufacturer is charging me is not as much. Let me ask you this
question, Phil. Is that going to hurt your business?
It ain't going to help. But
you still like this guy.
Yeah, and but I'll feature. I have a choice.
Then you are one of the stupidest people I know. You're one of the stupidest people I know.
Hey, look, the farmers like the guy, and they're getting hurt the worst.
They're getting crushed.
You know, and if you talk to these guys, they're saying, yeah, we don't like the tariffs, but you know what?
By the way,
we like what he's doing.
Have you seen them on television? I don't see them saying that. They're crying and saying
you're watching the wrong station.
Well, of course, I'm not watching Hitler TV.
Do you know that if Trump is not reelected, that MSNBC will go out of business?
That I believe.
Well,
you
can argue with me about MSNBC, but I'll probably agree with you, and so will Charlie, that we're sick and tired of their kowtowing to us. And I'm sick of tuning it in, and all they're ever talking about is Trump, 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 Trump. You know, I mean, there is other news, and there are other things that are important to us. You know, they go, oh yeah, and then there's the abortion thing in Missouri, and now back to talking about Trump. I mean, you know, I think the abortion thing right now is maybe more important than anything Trump is doing or is worth talking about Trump about. Yes, Tony.
Do you think this is a good opportunity for a new news station to come upon the scene, at least in America, where basically doesn't lean to either side and just gives the news like it used to give?
Well, there is
like
there is one. Tune into BBC America. You'll see great news over there, in which they tell you about the rest of the world on top of everything else. You know.
I bet you there's going to be a new one called TNN, Trump News Network. No fake news.
He wanted to have the news network. Yeah, I wonder if he won the election if he would.
I think that's what he's setting himself up for. But he was going to hire Ailes, and the guy died on him.
Oh. Yeah. Well, the point is that you've got a real, you know, there's more stuff to talk about. I mean, I think, for instance, the whole abortion thing is absolutely worth talking about. Because there's a bunch of old white men telling young white women, fertile white women, how they should run their lives.
No, they're telling black women because they want to cut down on a number of blacks. That's what Candace Owens says.
Who's Candace Owens?
She's a pundit.
Black conservative.
Black conservative? Oh, okay.
Crazy lady.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think she's kind of good looking.
Yeah.
Patrick's got his hand.
Yes, Patrick.
Since you brought that up, what was the deal in Louisiana with the Democratic governor signing?
He signed it.
Yeah, the Democratic governor.
Governor.
Yeah.
You know, there must be more people that think that it's not right to kill the unborn babies.
They don't care about the unborn baby. None of these laws have anything to do with in vitro fertilization, which has all kinds of fertilized embryos being destroyed every day. They don't give a shit about that. So it ain't about the babies.
Yeah.
It's about
is that what you
controlling
think?
women.
Yeah. No. I mean,
have you ever been able to control women?
Never wanted to.
But the point is, Phil, that you know, it's and on top of that, what really gets me is none of these people know science, and the way in which they're talking about it, you can tell they don't know anything about the science that's involved. I mean, say yes, yeah.
You're all a bunch of round earthers.
Wait a minute, huh? Yeah,
round earthers.
Flat earthers.
Al wants to say something. Al?
They're all politicians. What do they know?
Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, the fact is that they know nothing about science, and they're trying to make scientific decisions here. Heartbeat at 6 weeks? Is that a heartbeat? They don't know. How do you hear a heartbeat? And because you
not
hear
a
something,
train whistle.
Well, you know, you can't hear a heartbeat. You know.
It's not a heartbeat.
No, don't they detect it with a sonogram?
No, you can't even see a baby in a sonogram at that age.
Yeah, I've seen it. They give you a little picture, and you
that's
see
when,
the little kid.
Let's say
that's maybe at 16 weeks. It's maybe at 20 weeks, but it's not at 6 weeks, Phil.
Oops.
Just a muscle spasm.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, we gotta go.
Blood.
We gotta go. This has been just a really. Let's see here. Oh, we're up to
Boring.
24 people. We should probably stay on. Thank you. Everybody's been on the panel. Josh, always great to have you here. Great to have your intelligence.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Or as Phil would call it, your intelligence. Charlie, thank you so much. Phil, thank you. Thank you to the lovely and attractive Jeff and Al. Thank you. And Tony, it's wonderful to talk with you. And Patrick. And what I would want you all to do is do a big wave goodbye, and I will wave back. Okay? There we go. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizens panel. Let me unceremoniously dump them. So the next program, which is Jack Bishop and the Intersection, can use our Skype line. I will be back again tomorrow after Damian Chaplin does a little program called the Exchange. That'll be at 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. At 10 o'clock, I'll be back here. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.